The dossier of the personal, professional, and traditional achievements of the Osu Manche Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI, the President of the Osu Traditional Council and President of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. His Majesty D.F. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI, born Michael Nii Okwei Dowuona Owu, on November 7, 1963, in Adabraka, Accra, is the Osu Manche, or King of the people of Osu in the Greater Accra region of Ghana, West Africa. Being typical Ghana people, the numerical and middle names of the Dowuonas from Osu are maintained, such as Nii Noi, Nii Naku, and Nii Adumwa. When, for instance, Nii Noi gives birth to 5 male children, the first male child is called Nii Note, the second is Nii Note, the third is Nii Okwei, the fourth is Nii Na, and the fifth Nii Nate, and so on. Eja Fre Eja, meaning a father's name goes back to the son, and the son gives it back to the father. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI is the third born of his father. That is why he is called Okwei. The connection between the compound name Dowuona Owu as a royal indigene and a true son of the Osu soil is a matter of public knowledge and record. His biological father is called Nii Noi Dowuona Owu. Again, Nii Dowuona VI belongs to two royal families. His father is a Dowuona from Osu and his mother a Wellington from Osualata. As the paramount chief of Osu, he is president of the Osu Traditional Council. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI attended Datus Preparatory Primary School in Accra. He later graduated and joined Swedro Secondary School in the Central Region of Ghana. After his formal education at Swedro Secondary School, he was recruited by then Social Security Bank, now Societe Generale (SGSSB), as a banker and computer analyst. Having studied to understanding, and with his mastery in banking software programs, he implemented hands-on training. Thus, he trained the trainers to implement banking software for other branches of the bank. The Osu King is also a commercial farmer with extensive cocoa plantation holdings in the Enchi district of the western region of Ghana. Prior to his ascension to the Osu stool or throne, Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI had served the Osu state in different capacities. He was first a member of the Asafo group. He became the financial secretary of the Dowuona Sabah Chen royal family. Furthermore, he was the secretary of the Dowuona Council of Elders. He was also the secretary of the Osu Kinkawe Jase, which means king makers, and finally became the secretary of the Osu Divisional Council. It is said that the best service is service to man. The service of Michael Nii Okwei Dowuona Owu to the traditional authority had brought him to the attention of the stool fathers, and therefore stood him in good stead to leverage his lineage. As a male member of the royal Dowuona house, he was in line to be installed king. In 2007, the two royal houses, that is the Dowuona and Owo, came together. After thorough considerations and deliberations, the two houses came to a consensus and transferred power of the inheritance to the Dowuona family. And these two royal houses went ahead and installed Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI with the king makers. The Osu Klote Wolomo performed the necessary rites during the colorful installment of the Dowuona royal after he has been taken through all the required traditional processes and statutory procedures of installation. Subsequently, on May 4, 2007, the accredited Jase and the leadership of the two royal houses successfully installed Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI as substantive Manche or king. The Osu Traditional Council recognized Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI and not Nii Note Owu III as Osu Manche. A decision by the High Court in Accra in March 2010 settled the dispute in favor of Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI. Following this development, on May 2, 2010, the National House of Chiefs formally gazetted or entered the name of Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI into the National Register of Chiefs as recognized Osu Manche after he had been taken through all the traditional processes, namely the installation, induction, and finally swearing of oath of allegiance to the people of Osu in 2010. The National House of Chiefs also expunged from its records the name of Nii Okwei Kinka III as Osu Manche, revoking and withdrawing the document previously issued to him, recognizing him as Osu Manche. It should be put on record that Nii Okwei's name was expunged in 2004. This was years before Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI was installed as the Paramount Chief of Osu in the year 2007. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI had subsequently exercised full substantive powers as Osu Manche and is recognized by the government of Ghana, politicians, traditional rulers in Ghana and abroad, as well as the public as such. His position as Paramount Chief of Osu makes him the traditional landlord of the government of Ghana. Following a 5-year inquiry, the National House of Chiefs on the 27th of April 2012 elevated the Osu stool to paramountcy status 5 years into the reign of the new king. This brought Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI greater prominence in the hierarchy of traditional authorities in Ghana and gave the Osu traditional area a greater say in its affairs. Nii Dowuona VI was therefore inducted into the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs as Paramount Chief of Osu. Nii Dowuona VI announced a bold development agenda on his installment. Osu lands encompass prime real estate in the national capital of Accra, and the king has sought co-investments to leverage state assets in favor of his people. He has launched the Osu Manche Community Development Initiative, Omankodi, a community-based initiative aimed at supporting the national government in the socio-economic improvement of the Osu state. The areas of focus for this program are health, education, agriculture, and real estate development. On the 23rd of May 2012, he received the Distinguished Fellow Award. This certificate was awarded to him in recognition of his brilliance, leadership, and his immense contribution to human, intellectual, and cultural freedom and progress. By virtue of this award, Nii Dowuona VI is a member of the Distinguished Scholars of Africa (DF). Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI has also received several citations, including ones presented to him by commandants, senior command and staff colleges of Uganda People's Defense Forces and Town Keys Story Wall Zimbabwe Staff College. Having successfully completed a chieftaincy leadership conference on September 21, 2015, the Cambridge Graduate University International, Boston, Massachusetts, upon the recommendation of the faculty, certified His Majesty Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI and awarded him with a certificate of completion with all the rights, privileges, honors pertaining under the seal of the Cambridge Graduate University International. Thus, he holds a Cambridge Graduate University International and Africa Chieftaincy Transformational Leadership Institute Global Leaders and Global Impact Certificate. Indeed, the Osu Manche, a distinguished fellow, has given a branded image not only to the Osu stool, but also to the new Osu Palace and the people of Osu, having demonstrated for all to see how much he believes in his subjects and the people of the Osu land. He was honored with the Nana Ya's Most Confident Personality Award 2015-2016 for the tenacity and confidence he exhibits in seeking the interest of his people in a manner which has always been phenomenal. In 2016, the Governing Council of the Civilian Institute of Democratic Administration (CIDA) conferred Professional Fellowship of the Council (FCIDA) on Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI. This fellowship award was presented to him at Tema, Ghana on August 13, 2016 in recognition of the chief's sterling leadership qualities and immense contributions to the society. Dr. Charles Marcus, the West Africa Regional Representative of CIDA, performing the conferral on behalf of the CIDA Council, mentioned some of the achievements of Nii Dowuona as a banker who played major roles to bring improvement to the sector. Nii Osu has pure passion for sports. Over the years, he has been and still is a prolific player of tennis and golf. It was therefore not surprising when council members of Premier Golf Club, Achimota, conferred on DF Nii Dowuona VI, an honorary member of the club for life. And by the honor, the chairman of the Osu Traditional Council is not to pay for green fees, entry fee, and he will have a dedicated car park and other privileges. Captain of the club, Dr. Frank Edu Jr., who made the pronouncement, pointed out that the honor was in appreciation for accommodating the club for all these years as a landlord. With his tenacity, courage, and hard work, and having been installed as the legitimate occupant of the Osu stool in May 2007, Nii Osu has since advanced the Osu kingdom to the admiration of the outside world. Some of his achievements include the settling of the more than 60-year-old chieftaincy dispute in Osu, attainment of paramountcy, establishment of traditional council, refurbishment of the Osu Manche Palace, and the establishment of the Osu Educational Fund, among others. One of the chief functions of every chief is being the custodian of custom and tradition. Aside bringing development to the people of Osu and its environs, the Osu Manche Nii Dowuona VI has performed the necessary traditional rites to the letter, thereby playing his role as the custodian of custom and tradition with effect and efficiency. Since his installation till date, all the customary rites in the Osu community within the country have been performed religiously by Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI and his elders. The Osu Manche Dowuona VI knows that without education, life will be an unending round of toil, and that education makes life healthy, pleasurable, and worth living. It was against this background that in 2016 he presented assorted educational materials to the benefit of the cluster of schools in the Osu community. This donation event was held at the Osu Presbyterian School to converge all the many basic school students in the Osu community, where they were given books, computers, and many other learning items by the Osu Traditional Council. The materials were the donation made to the council by the Osu Citizens Social Club of North America to support the Osu Manche Educational Fund. The Osu Traditional Council, under the leadership of the Paramount Chief, has set up a welfare fund to assist brilliant but needy children of the community, and that so far, over 100 students of both sexes in senior high school and at the tertiary levels were benefiting. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI, Paramount Chief of Osu, believes that cleanliness is next to godliness and that environmental sanitation is a shared responsibility. He, together with his elders, has therefore been calling for and embarking on more civic education in the communities on good sanitation, clean-up exercises, and attitudinal change by the people towards the environment, especially along the Osu beach. Following the outbreak of Ebola in other parts of West Africa in 2013 and the outbreak of cholera in Ghana due to poor sanitation, there was the need for awareness to mitigate the overwhelming disease burden, strong in advocacy and bringing development to Osu in particular and Ghana in general. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI appealed to health authorities to assist in educating the people of Osu on the Ebola virus. This move contributed effectively and efficiently to the well-being of his people in terms of good health. Still under the reign of His Majesty Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI, the Osu community has also benefited from a regular health screening exercise of the elderly, nursing mothers, and their babies, as well as the youth, while the cost of registration of new subscribers onto the National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) for the aged and the deprived were being catered for yearly by the Traditional Council. Having observed that people perceive Osu as a developed community, a reason for which the support and resource meant for Osu's development from official sources and development stakeholders are not forthcoming, Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI has been calling on corporate bodies to collaborate with the Traditional Council to help develop the area. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI has projected the celebration of Homowo in Osu to become a tourist attraction. Since its installation, the annual Homowo Festival keeps getting bigger and better as it has been transformed and turned into a sightseeing for holidaymakers and tourists in Ghana and from abroad. Under the reign of His Majesty, these days everybody wants to come to Osu, especially during the celebration of Homowo for vacation and holiday. Again, the citizens now participate in the celebration of the Osu Homowo Festival. He has also led citizens of the Osu community to pay TV license at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation (GBC) and he also advocated for peace to prevail before, during, and after the 2016 elections, as documented and portrayed by the GBC. Nii Osu has helped a lot of young people, especially the youth who have interest in sports, to develop their career. His resourcefulness and good interpersonal relationship with bodies in and outside his traditional area since his rising to the Osu paramountcy has brought enormous benefits to the people of Osu and its environs. It was therefore of no surprise when in the year 2016 he was elected president of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. He is also a member of the National House of Chiefs. The Osumanche Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI says under his reign he will not relent in his efforts in bringing development to the people. Under his leadership, the Osu Traditional Council has fenced the Royal Mausoleum and is constructing a museum opposite Country Kitchen Restaurant in Osu, Accra, Ghana, to keep the traditional artifacts. The museum construction is one of the ongoing projects under the leadership of Nii Dowuona VI. As the brainchild of the museum project, he designed and brought the concept to the attention of the Osu Traditional Council, and with unity of purpose, they accepted the concept for implementation and now at completion level. A decade into his reign as the Paramount Chief of Osu, plans are far advanced to create a state-of-the-art palace square, Ahembobuano, in front of the Osumanche Palace. The human face attached to this development project being undertaken by Dowuona VI is exemplary. Osu dwellers who have been affected due to the construction of the palace square are being relocated. The site and houses for the beneficiaries of the relocation exercise is also at finishing point. Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI is married with children. For your immense socio-economic contributions through the institution of chieftaincy and nation building, we say, God continue to bless the reign and kingdom of Nii Okwei Kinka Dowuona VI. Congratulations.
Nyaga block for me,